Welcome to another edition of Real Estate Rockstars interviews with your host, Hannah. We are interviewing real estate experts or those who are related to our industry. Today's series is focused on perfect daily routine. Well, there's something wrong with that, right? There's nothing is perfect in life, but we keep on trying. Today's guest is my dear friend and client, Lisa Dubois, and I would love to ask her about her daily routine. So why don't we start? What time do you, Lisa? Thank you for joining us.
My pleasure, Hannah. Thanks for having me today.
Lisa, I do know that you are an early bird, but why don't you tell us about your first thing in the morning? What time do you wake up? What's the first thing you do?
Okay, so that's shifted over time a little bit, and it's based on kids' schedules. So right now I get up between 6 and 6:30, and I've got about 20 minutes to myself before I get ready for the day. I get ready for the day. My first thing is I drop kids at school. I take my dog to the dog park, and then I come back and I do about 10 to 15 minutes of positive affirmations and focus training. Like I repeat a statement in a journal 10 to 20 times about what I want to improve in my life. For me, it's about being on time or being present, not being distracted. From there, I look at my calendar. I don't turn on my computer until I do that, my affirmations. I look at my calendar. My calendar is time blocked. Time blocking is very, very important. Okay. I will say that I'm going back to positive affirmations for a second. If you haven't read The Miracle Morning, definitely do so. The affirmations come from that, but also from a program that I took probably about 20 years ago. It's important. I also do at least 5 to 6 handwritten notes every day. I do what I call home-anniversary cards, which when somebody's lived in their home for a year, 20 years, they're getting a card and they're getting a $5 or $10 gift card to my company of choice. So if they're hyper local for me, I send them a gift card from an ice cream shop that hires disabled adults. If they are not hyper local to me, they get Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts or something that I know has a multitude of locations. I also am very good about personal notes regarding anything I see on social media. It could be a death of a pet, a parent. I don't mean to make them the same thing, but anything that's affecting a client or friend, I do send personal notes always. Okay, it's very important. From there, every morning from 9 to 9:30, I meet with my office team. Okay, we go over the properties that we've got active, under contract. If we need any follow-up with our transaction coordinator, it all happens in that 30 minutes. That 30 minutes sets my day. Okay, I know immediately then where I have to follow up, what I need to do. Once a week, we meet with my whole team where we go over coming soons, action steps. We have guest speakers sometimes, but that's 1 hour of my day on Thursdays. I always block 3 to 4 times a week for new client meetings. Okay.
Mhm.
Always be planning where are you going to put those meetings. If something moves on your calendar in that space, you don't cancel it, you move it because you're always looking to get those new contacts and you keep those spaces on your calendar. Okay. My whole calendar is driven by the number of people I need to meet and talk to and appointments I need to reach my goals at the end of the year.
Wow. How about any weak spot you might have throughout the day? What can throw you off or get you slightly off your sharp path? Do you have anything? In my case, it's a social media. That is my weak spot. So how about you?
So I like social media also, Hannah, very much. And my weak spot, I don't look at it with any length of time other than morning and evening. My weak spot is if I get what I'll call an emergency. It could be a client emergency. It could be a kid emergency. It could be something I've got to drop everything and attend to. Okay. It can throw everything completely. At that point, what I need to make sure I do is I pick anything up that needs to get rescheduled and get it in my staff's hands. If it's my own personal appointments, like my new client meeting or whatever. They don't need to be rescheduled if there's nothing hard and fast in there, but I move that time block to later in the week so I don't miss it, because I'm holding myself accountable, and part of my accountability is my calendar. Time blocking is of huge importance.
Yeah, you touched the point of accountability. What advice would you give to anyone struggling with consistency, accountability, keeping the schedule going?
You have to time block 100%. If you can't hold yourself to your own calendar and be accountable, you need an accountability partner. Okay. You may meet with them once a week. You may meet with them once a month, but you need to be open, honest, and authentic when you have that meeting. It could be bringing your calendar and saying, well, I totally messed this up. Okay, well, let's start again. Okay. It's really important to be honest. If you show up and you're like, I'm crushing it, I'm making all my appointments, and you're not fooling anybody except yourself.
That is true. Do you have, Lisa, any evening routine, or when do you prepare for the following day?
I've been in the business a long time, Hannah. So I don't really have an evening routine anymore because I don't work many evenings, but I'm going to go back to my earlier days in real estate. Okay. I would block 3 evenings a week where I would work. Okay. It would be, I'd put my client appointments in there or what have you, whatever I need. Okay. My evening routine is more personal than anything else at this point in my life.
Wow. Okay. So, Lisa, how many years you've been in the real estate?
20 years.
Guys, do you hear that? So she definitely is an expert. So far, I'm making a note. Number 1 is affirmations, which relate to mindset. Number 2, I really like that you block a time to do handwritten notes, because that helps you with your referrals. It's a sphere of influence. And number 3 is time blocking. Lisa, what was the worst advice you ever got in a real estate, if you can remember? Or what was the best advice?
Okay, let's think here. The best advice I ever got was putting my sphere of influence on a contact calendar. Like what I'll call it a touch program. I expand that now. I've got a touch program for my sphere of influence, for my farms, for everybody. Like I know exactly what's going to happen when. I'm at a point now where I've got systems, and I don't want to say it's automated, but it is like, if it's January, this is what we're doing. That was brilliant. If you don't put that down, write it down on a calendar, it's going to be June. You're going to be like, I haven't done anything.
Yeah, that is true.
It's important. It's
true.
Calendar accountability per day, per year, even per hour. Just know exactly what you've got. Now, I also got a good piece of advice recently, and it's like, if you've got 15 minutes, take that 15 minutes and find a small task, put it in your calendar, and you've got 15 minutes to take care of it. That's interesting, because it's amazing what you can get accomplished in 15 minutes when you're focused.
I love it. 15 minutes action. You are right.
Yeah.
You can actually do way more. I would say like 3 tasks, each of them 5 minutes, or just one little bigger one, and fill the space and feel better.
And
Lisa,
that's a piece of advice I got this year. Sorry. That's a piece of advice I got this year.
Yeah, Lisa. Well, thank you so much for this quick interview about your daily and morning routine. I would love to ask you if we can have you back in the Rockstars and maybe dive deep into your ways, your systems, how you are dealing with your sphere of influence. And I know that you are an expert in referrals. What do you think? Would you come back, visit us?
Absolutely. Anything for you.
Guys, thank you so much for watching interview with Lisa Dubois. I hope you got some golden nuggets out of this quick interview about her daily morning routine. If there is any topic you would like to discuss during our Real Estate Rockstars interviews, please let us know. We hope that you found this helpful, and we are looking forward to see you soon. Go get them. Bye-bye.